All right, everybody, welcome to the PLW show. We're here on a Saturday night. It's a little after 7 p.m. I'm Adam Tannick, and I'm here with
Trench and
Tom Gannon.
And we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to jump into some scores, as you see on the screen here. Casey scrolls down. Is that the scores from Monday right there?
I have some scores from Monday.
All right,
quick.
let's take a look at those.
First games on Monday were the Vipers with the Warbirds.
That didn't go well.
And the Vipers put up 10 runs in a loss to the Warbirds. I think Casey was on the mound and might have got it rocked a little bit by Dalby right there.
Just only a little.
Yeah, he had a decent tournament. They won it, came back Monday. The Warbirds were on fire, put up a bunch of runs, beat us for sure.
So that was a day. The wind was blowing out lots of offense. I thought Casey did an excellent job as far as throwing strikes.
Mm-hmm.
We had just came off a tournament where we had 12 walks in the round robin of the tournament. So yeah, the score shows a big loss, but I was really happy that Casey threw a lot of strikes, and I thought our offense was going to be enough to come through, and it almost was.
Next game, the Vipers 3, Warbirds 6. They swept us right there on Monday night. I have to say, Sasai said it. I walked by Sasai and I quote, "The Sand Vipers look tired." End of quote. Got swept by the Warbirds there. Calicos, Stonemen. Calicos win the first game 4-1 against the Stonemen, but then the Stonemen come back, split the series, win the second game 4-2. Then we have a very big win by the Stonemen. They're down there in the standings.
Big rivalry too.
They want to get out of that 7-8 spot for sure.
And also, that was the end of the season series between the Calicos and the Stonemen. The Calicos take that 4-2.
Ooh, okay. Then we have the Ones versus the Tomahawks. The Ones, they had them all the way. Game 1, 4-1 over the Tomahawks. Then 9-3. The Tomahawks just couldn't get anything going.
I think Chen had two complete games that series.
2 complete games.
I believe he pitched the whole series, just him.
So then we're just going to go to Thursday night right now. The stats are a little bit more up to date. We had the Stonemen versus the Snappers. The Snappers win 8-4. Big win by the Snappers, not unexpected. I think we had some WIFFLE points, went big on
we did. So the Snappers were favored there, but not by a lot, and they came and pulled off the win. The upset, though,
we'll get to that in a second. In that 8-4 win, Taylor had a home run. Manny, I think, got 2 hits, and Mavro actually got 2 hits there. But the Stonemen jumped up on top, I think, 4-0. Jimmy hit a home run, and Joe Carp was like 2 for 3. But the Snappers a little too much. Game 2, the Stonemen come right back and beat the Snappers 2-1. Sasai got a couple hits. Allen with the RBI. We'll talk about Allen's pitching in a second. Also Dylan with the RBI. Again, Taylor hits a home run, and Jonathan Wilson went 2 for 4 in a loss. Let's talk about Allen's pitching in that 2-1 win.
He was fantastic.
So one thing we were talking about earlier with Allen's pitching, he has a little bit of an awkward motion. He's a cricket player. I don't know if you guys were in the post-game interview watching, he was talking about his cricket playing, but just kind of nasty stuff, awkward movement, threw a lot of strikes. Tom, you were saying about Taco Tuesday?
Yeah, so he's been playing in the Taco League, getting those, innings in the, the lower league. We're just getting extra experience. He's got 2 complete games. He was really starting to find the zone. There was one windy night he threw a complete game, even in the wind. So look out for Alan Sharples.
Game 2, and then so they split that matchup, right? And then it goes right back into the Snappers versus the Warbirds. So the Snappers come off a loss right there. They jump right in against the Warbirds, just dominated them 5-0. Jesse Capps hit a double, clears the bases, 3 RBIs. Taylor throws a 2-hitter, and Manny gets a couple hits too. I have nothing to say about the Warbirds in Game 1. Nothing was going on. He only throws a 2-hitter. What can you really say about their offense? I know there was a couple errors out there.
Well, I watched all this. The Warbirds, 0 runs. There was one noticeable difference.
What was it?
No Jason Stephenson and no Randy Dalby.
Okay. So are you talking about Randy Dalby on the Warbirds?
Yep.
Okay, well, Stevenson doesn't play for the Warbirds.
No, but Stevenson was on the Warbirds all weekend when they won their
tournament.
Tournament. Yeah. The Warbirds still whooped up on us with Randy Dalby. Now Randy Dalby gone, and immediately the Warbirds get blanked twice.
We'll go into Game 2 right quick. We're not going to talk much about it. Snappers 1, Warbirds nothing. Double donuts by the Warbirds. You don't see that very much. Jonathan Wilson comes alive. I think he goes 3 for 4 right there. And again, Taylor with a 2-hitter. So throws 4 hits in 2 games. Blanks the Warbirds. Big win by the Snappers right there. I know the Warbirds are in complete turmoil right now. And then we go to the Vipers and the Ones. Vipers 9, Ones nothing. Adam Tannick comes alive, goes 4 for 6 with 3 RBIs. Gannon hits a home run. He gets 4 RBIs.
And that game was actually scoreless going into the 5th inning. It
Top
just
of 5.
exploded.
It's a very close game. The score tells a different story. A very close game right to the end. Casey comes in, shuts it down.
Absolutely. It was a good game. They step into game 2. That Trench is on the mound for that one. 3-1 Vipers. The first score of the game, I believe, is a Schmitty home run off me. I think, oh man, the wheels are going to fall off. I actually have a decent pitching out. Adam hits a home run, Tom gets an RBI, and Walker, I think, also gets an RBI right there. Big hitting by Walker. Big stat of that series is Chen throws up a donut, no hits for Chen, who's basically one of the league leaders in everything. So
I think in OPS, he's number 1 still.
Yeah, he's still number 1 in OPS.
And you pitched great. He was up in big spots, and you got him every time.
Yeah, I had a big walk against Dobbs that loaded the bases. I got an earful, if not a very agitated eye glance by my manager, the Sand Viper, Adam Tannick. He didn't want me to load the bases. Absolutely not right there. And then I have to face Chen with the bases loaded, and I throw him 2 kind of my little
He helped you out a little bit on one of those.
He was not seeing that pitch well. He couldn't wait back on it. He was out in front. Let's look at the change of speeds.
There was actually a bigger moment in that game for the Ones and the Sand Vipers right there. I think it was 1st and 3rd, 2 outs, and Couch was up, and I think I got him to ground out to 3rd base versus Walker. I never liked facing Couch. He's an animal up there as well. So that's all our games played on Thursday night. We only had 6 games going right there. Still, our ERA leaders are like Adam, Stein, Taylor, Mayo.
Well, let's take a look at that. Can we look at the league leaders here? That would be over statistic player leaders. There we go. All right, so scrolling down, home runs, you have Shen and Hollis still there. Taylor hit some, I hit some, and then Gannon right there.
He's right there in 5th place.
Right, and then TJ right behind me with 8, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of home runs, you guys have done something in Premier League WIFFLE that has never been done before. Back-to-back, twice in the same game. What a great accomplishment, guys.
That was pretty cool.
And you're both lefties, so there's 4 balls out there at the little pond we got going on. Let's take a look at batting average. Look at Sansone up there. He is just he's
running away with the batting title. I mean,
I don't see
only
anyone.
Got 10 games left.
Yeah, I don't see anyone catching up to Sansone. Yeah, that's a good point. 10 games left. I believe we have 11 games left. He's just a beast. The thing about Sansone, all he's trying to do is just hit the ball at the middle. You never see him get in a stretch where he's trying to yank home runs. He's just staying patient, going right up the middle, and there it is.
You never see him make soft contact. Even when he gets out, he's hitting the ball hard.
That's very true, yeah.
We're going to go to runs batted in, RBIs, guys. Look at TJ Brown, 46, tied right now with Adam Tannick. I think TJ has a couple more games, or you have actually a couple more games than TJ, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. Maybe one more game, 2 more games. TJ was, had a huge lead in RBIs and took it away from me. I believe he was up on me like 20 RBIs. Luckily, I had a little bit of a hot streak and was able to kind of catch up to him.
There's Tom Gannon again with 39. He's kind of had a rough spell going in a few weeks back, and now he's like right back where he was. He almost forgot.
Not quite where I was. I don't think I had a very sustainable start to the season. I was pretty hot. And
yeah.
So we're gonna go. And now I'm climbing my way back.
On base percentage, there's Sansone once again, TJ, all the usual suspects up there. There's Matty, Patrickis, of course.
Patrickis is watching in the chat. He said, "Are we considering Trench a special guest?" And I guess we are.
Yes.
Well, that's going to come up a little bit later. Just stay tuned right there, Patrickis.
On base plus slugging. I actually don't know what this stat means.
It's your on base percentage plus your slugging percentage.
But what's slugging percentage again?
So it's basically it takes, batting average. Imagine a single. Imagine a double is worth 2 of that. Imagine a triple is worth 3. It's like it takes total bases into account for batting average.
So the way to explain that, if I went up there and I hit all home runs, the perfect slugging percentage would be 4,000.
Okay.
If you hit all doubles, that would be 2,000.
Okay.
If you hit 1 double and 1 triple, your slugging percentage would be
500.
2,000. So basically, when you're looking at pitching, I like to look at WHIP and ERA. There's a little bit of debate, you know. The WHIP could tell a different story because maybe when you're pitching and you have a big lead, you're giving up some spots. But, you know, it's a debatable what the best stat is, WHIP or ERA. But with hitting, OPS, I think without a doubt, that's the stat you look at. It's going to describe your most productive, most powerful hitter. And as you can see right there, Ryan Shen, Nick Sassone right at the top.
Yeah, all monster hitters right there, all hitting home runs. Speaking of WHIP, you and Tom Gannon are tied with 1.19 WHIP. I don't know if that's a stat that comes up here.
It does.
But let's take a look at so we did hits. Look how many hits TJ has.
TJ's been just
53.
roping the ball.
He has been crushing it. Adam, definitely on a hot streak. You're on a hot streak. Hollis, of course, plant-based monster, hitting them out there. So we expect TJ right there. Then we have base on balls. Look at our boy,
Casey
a sand
running
viper.
away with it. Running
Nobody's
away.
going to catch Casey. I still don't understand how this guy does it.
Well, I'll explain it to you. We broke this down the other day,
Okay.
off camera, and it was a pitcher that faces Casey.
Mhm.
I'm not. He asked to be remain nameless.
Okay.
And he said what makes Casey tough at the plate is his ability to foul off good pitches, good strikes, and see another pitch, and now it's a walk.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else is just like, that's kind of like regular stuff, 23, 21. 20th spot's probably like 17 or 18. So Casey's definitely, his on-base percentage is high because of that as well. Let's take a look at doubles. Tom Gannon, Adam Tannick right up there. We used to call Tom Gannon Mr. Double. But now you hit a couple home runs, you're right up there, so you kind of...
Yeah, I gotta start hitting the ball a little shorter if I want to get that doubles lead back.
Actually, you won a game, I think, or took a lead against
got
maybe
like
the
three.
ones.
I
There
think
was
he's
a
got
big
3
double.
walk-off doubles this
Yeah.
year.
So they're right up there. Let's look reach on errors. That's not that cool of a stat, whatever. But Dobbs, he gets on base a lot. That's probably because you hit it hard
Casey,
as well
too.
as Casey. A lot of people that hit it hard also get, it could be an error, could be a hit, but right now an error is total bases. Looking Adam Tannick. He's got triple digits up there. Hollis, TJ, Tom, and Taylor, all the usual suspects. Once again, right up there. You're kind of on a tear right now. I'm seeing it out of you. I don't know if it's springtime in the air for you. Tell me about what's going on.
Maybe a little bit of a tear because, baseball coming up,
Mhm.
watching some videotape of Freddie Freeman, and I noticed one of the things that he was doing is, I've been up straight all season in the softball swing, and I know Freddie is down here. So I took some batting practice, with the stance down here
Okay.
right before the home run derby,
And
and
hit a
it felt
bunch of
really
home
good.
runs.
And since then, I just haven't really been striking out too much.
Yeah, you're doing okay.
Short end of the ball,
But
yeah.
we'll get to that stat in a minute. Triples, we got Goots up there, Tannick, Dobbs, Tom, Casey hitting it off the walls, all that kind of stuff. Double plays we don't care about. At bats, you're going to see a lot of the Sand Vipers because we've played more games than everybody else.
And we have a short lineup, and
Actually,
we score a lot of runs.
there
so
it
that's,
is.
True, yeah.
It's the recipe to get
Let's
as
look at
many possible
strikeouts
at-bats.
right now. What is that?
So that's the least numbers.
Yeah.
Oh,
strikeouts,
I mean, look
so
at these guys.
That doesn't have. I don't think that has a minimum.
It doesn't matter because they haven't played that many games, so
Yeah.
that's lower.
We'll
But
go to
yeah.
slugging percentage.
Games
bottom
played.
right.
You can see the Sand Vipers roster.
All the
Top
usual
five.
suspects. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
everything, Case?
There's more.
So,
we
yeah,
got the pitching
let's-
stats even.
Oh,
Yeah,
here we go.
Okay, here's pitching stats
So,
right there.
There it is. Adam Tannick with earned run average, so it has changed.
Stein close behind. If Stein played every game, he might be able to get that volume to be the ERA leader because he's got the different matchups he'd be facing.
Look at James Stein with
Hold on. Tom did not make any sense there.
All right. Well, I mean, he's faced the Stonemen a lot, so that's part of it. But I also
Okay.
think that he's faced good lineups and still got them out. I think if he
That's
He
a
had
good
those
point because
extra reps.
I've
I think
faced
those
only
extra
terrible lineups. I've only faced terrible lineups, and I've pitched more innings. So yeah, that's the only reason my.
Let's go to base on balls per 9. Look at Stein right there. He does not walk people. Either do you, Tom, or Tannick. You guys kind of just. Is that base on balls per 9?
Yep. So
yeah, that's what a great.
no,
stat.
that's whip, right?
Right. That's whip.
that's
whip.
Oh yeah.
That is whip. So
That's-
Stein. I was looking at some other stats. So Stein leads the league in whip. Look at
Yep.
that, man. And I said it earlier during a broadcast during the game. He just hits his spots so well. I feel like not so nasty, but he hits his spot so well that it is nasty. It's a weird thing. But you guys are playing great, both of you 1.19. Strikeouts, Brandon Mayo.
Before we move on, what I want to say about Stein, he's just a very smart pitcher. If you listen to him when he's up there in the booth, he has great things to say, and he has a great, not just baseball mind, but wiffle ball mind. He understands the game very well, and he brings that to the mound.
And he does that little hop, and that really messes with some batters. No one else does
He
that.
explained that hop, I believe, but I don't remember.
I think it was something about getting full extension and really using his legs, but I don't know.
It
sometimes with the 55-mile-an-hour limit, I like to try to take my
when
legs
I
out of the
first met
equation.
Stein, I was like, who's this guy? Just doing this little hopscotch stuff.
Yeah,
Turns
there's a
out,
lot of
awesome
wiffle
guy,
ball
love
guys
him to
that do
death.
that, especially in fast pitch. I've even come out here and tried the hop and try to get a little bit extra velocity.
Cool stat, strikeouts. Look at Brandon Mayo. That 12-6 dip thing that he's doing
Gets a lot of people to miss.
gets a lot of people to miss, but Tanek, he has come before. He really wanted to work on his craft a little bit. He put in the time. This is what practice does, whether you put strike zones in your backyard, like I think Stein might be doing, or just throwing against whatever you got. Mayo put in the work, and now it's paid off, leading the league with 114 strikeouts.
And close behind, you got Taylor, and the snappers, they stay after every series. You get the extra practice in until we turn the lights off. It's crazy. And then after we turn the lights off, they hit more BP in the dark.
They do. And looking at these as well, both of those pitchers are leading in innings pitched. If we want to get the real true number for your strikeouts, and Brandon Mayo is probably leading this as well, it's strikeouts per 9 innings.
Okay, so we'll have to
And it
go
looks
to
like
our
Levi might be
research
leading in
and
that.
development team, Chris Gishwinder in Nebraska. Opponent's batting average, there's Stein. People, they're not making the All-Star game for sure, batting 155 against Stein. Tom, Tanek, 230. You might get in the All-Star game with 220 and a bunch of home runs and some RBIs, but Stein with 155, that's ridiculous right now.
He's good.
Nothing to say on that? Got nothing to say. Your boy Stein is dropping 1.155, and you go clam it up.
What I would say, if I had to pick one pitcher to pitch for my team, in a must-win situation, and I'm standing there with the ball, I'm going to hand it over to Stein. I'm going to say, Stein, win this game. I trust in Stein.
And he probably won't win the game, though. He's a choke artist.
I don't know, man.
You heard it here.
Shut
up, Tom.
He's going to have the best volume numbers in the regular season, but come playoffs, I think he might just fall apart, and Alex is going to have to pick up the pieces.
Looks like we got some save opportunities for a couple different players. That could be any one of the players on your team if they're pitching big leads, whatnot. Wins, Brandon Mayo, 11. Alex Carrasco with 10. That's a big number for him. We got Taylor, Adam, Chad, all right there, 7, 8, 9. So they got some wins under their belt. I think I lead the league in complete game losses. I think you said at 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The same. For every complete game loss you have a grand slam. So it's a good trade-off.
I don't mind that stat right there.
5 grand slams.
Man,
That's a lot
shutouts.
of grand slams.
We got Taylor with 4, which he had 2 just on Thursday alone.
Yeah.
Mayo, all the guys, Stein, Levi is in there with Carrasco. There it is, strikeouts per 9. Let's see Stein
Looks like
up there.
it's Stein. Forgot about Stein.
Holy cow!
Yep.
Like 15 per 9 this kid's throwing.
16 basically.
Mayo the same. Levi, Schmitty, he's a monster too as well.
So
He's
something
got that
about
big
Levi.
breaker.
Levi, his offense on his team is so bad. It's improving, but it's so bad. Levi's getting overlooked as a pitcher in a lot of spots. And you noticed when he played in the tournament and had a different offense behind him,
He was
I
great.
mean, they made it to the finals.
Yeah.
A real quick stat,
And they were-
I saw Schmitty's name right there. He only threw a 2-hitter against the Sand Vipers and lost 3-1.
Wow.
So what a great performance by Schmitty. It was a 2-run home run, I believe, by Adam, and a double or something by Tom.
The home run was off
base.
of Shin, who hung a curveball trying to go outside.
Okay.
That's the same thing Schmitty did to me.
Ah.
So I mean, to lose with a 2-hitter is
Yeah.
that one stings a little bit. Base on balls per 9. Stein, he barely walks anybody. Only if he
figured out how to
threw
throw
9
strikes.
innings, he'd only every 9 innings be pulled in the 9th inning.
If we had 9 inning games, he'd still be
Like
throwing
with
50
2
runs.
outs left in the 9th, he would be pulled.
Yeah.
Because he walked his
Yep.
second person.
So the thing about the Calicos, they sit down, they talk a lot of strategy, they're always chatting, and what they decided as a team, the Calicos said, we're not going to walk guys ever. And that's their strategy. They'll rather just throw a cookie down the middle than to walk someone. And if you look right there, the top two,
I don't know. I think you threw a cookie the other night.
Alex and
that went out.
Carrasco.
Cookie monster. I threw a cookie to I think Schmitty on Thursday night.
Center field.
And that
It's
was
funny
gone.
how,
You also pitched a complete game.
Yeah. So
And then did you win?
I won.
3-1. 0 walks. 0 walks?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I might have.
Sometimes
had
it works.
one. I might have had one. Let's. We got batter's face Levi. He's in the 300s right there. That's a lot of people to face, and he actually had a decent stat with
Game started.
game started. Then we have Levi with 20, Mayo with 14, Billy's nasty on the mound, man.
He's nasty,
got
but
some of the
has
best
he thrown a
curveballs.
complete game yet? Or there was the one against the Ones.
I believe he has, yeah.
But
I believe Billy
it seems like
has
he walks out a little early.
still has a lot more to show us.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
He's got that great knuckleball. He showcases that sometimes.
He definitely has a complete first inning.
Yep.
I know that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes I don't know about second inning. And then we have base on balls. Who's throwing balls out there? Who's walking people?
That's base. That doesn't matter.
Okay. Anything else down there, Case?
It looks like we can move over to the standings and take a look at the standings.
Absolutely. Oh wait. Okay. Tight race
All
right
right.
there. Sand Vipers, Calicos. They are neck and neck. But the Calicos are they haven't played as many games. They're 7 games behind.
They've
So-
played the fewest.
Yeah, they played the fewest, so they're going to definitely have some games coming up.
Basically, the Calicos are in the driver's seat right now. If they want to win this division, they just have it's in their
They
hands.
just have to win.
They just go out and win. There's nothing we can do about it.
The Bombers and Calicos did have off on Thursday night, but the Snap. So let's see, they're 18 and 10. Snappers 16-13, mediocre right now. I think they're playing better than their whatever
Yeah,
that's
their
called.
last 10 games they've been doing
Yeah.
pretty well.
Then you have the Warbirds. I think they're kind of on a warpath south in the standings. Honestly, I feel like they're kind of.
I feel
Well-
like the Warbirds are the most matchup-based team. Like they crush some teams and they get crushed by teams that are above and below them. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I thought they would have done their record would be a little bit better than it is, but I know you had them kind of possibly down in the rankings.
I
didn't you?
did. I think my personal rankings had the Warbirds 6. I had more, I expected more of the Tomahawks. When you're looking at these races, I think it's going to end up, Calicos and Sand Vipers obviously are fighting for that top seed because that's very important in the playoffs because they get to choose if they want to play the wild card or the team that's in third place. The real battle is like the Bombers and Snappers. There's a huge difference between third and fourth place.
Yeah.
If you're in third place, you're in the semifinals with a 3-game series. In that fourth place, you have to earn the semifinals by playing the 5th place team in a 1-game wild card. So those Snappers are hot right now. They figured it out. They are determined. They were here practicing today. They are fighting for that 3rd place spot. So the Bombers better watch out and try to secure that because the Snappers are coming.
Real quick, after a Warbirds comment, it looks like Matty Patrickis is saying the Warbirds can't score, and he is a Warbird.
Casey, can we do
But
a quick?
he could score.
Casey, can you do a quick sort by run differential? Because I see that Warbirds at -29, but we still got the Tomahawks and the Stonemen. But see, the thing is that the Stonemen are probably the worst offense behind the Warbirds. The Tomahawks, they have a decent offense. They just give up a lot of runs.
They give up a lot of runs. Their pitching isn't always consistent, even though it's talented, and their defense has been letting them down most of the season.
Yeah.
A great pickup, by the way, was Casey.
Yeah.
Is that Billy's younger brother? Is that?
I saw 3 different same jerseys. I don't know who's who out there.
It's hard to tell with that team.
I
sometimes.
called
They all
somebody
look the
Luke
same.
3 times. It was 3 different players. I
Yeah,
got
turns
all
out
sorts
it's Justin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was all confused. Let's talk about the ones. They started 0-6, peeled off 7 in a row, but since then, I think they're 5-7 in
And
their last
they're really
12.
starting to figure out pitching between Smitty and Chen.
Let's
they
talk
got a
about Chen
rotation now.
real quick. He was a monster on the mound, I think on Monday night,
Yep.
and then he comes on Thursday night, and I think he gets 2 walks early or something. Something happened with Chen right there. He
Yeah.
couldn't figure it out on Thursday. Let's go to the Tomahawks.
Let's sort that again,
Oh yeah,
Casey.
sort that again.
By
Record.
Yeah, record. Or the placing. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Stonemen. They're hanging on in that 7th spot. They're 8-23. They're coming alive a little bit. Allen, Dylan, Levi, if they could get something working right there.
And don't forget Joe Carpenter. He might be one of the most underrated players next to Wilson. Wilson is obviously the most underrated player in the league offensively.
Let me tell you why. It's because he's not hitting bombs out there. I think he has 1 or 2 home runs on the season. And so the guys that have 14, 10, 12, whatever. But he's batting like 360 or something up there, right up there.
Another really underrated player is Goot on the ones.
Yes.
He's some days he's their best hitter, and that's a great lineup too.
Yeah.
He's 10th in OPS, so I mean he's kind of quietly doing that.
But I mean he's on a team that's like got Couts, got Chen.
Yeah.
He's kind of
it's easy to get lost in the mix, even though he's hitting home runs. It's like, oh, that was the
Michael
third
Jordan,
home run.
Scottie Pippen, and Goots.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Tomahawks, who I know you had way up into your power rankings early in the seasons. They're dead last place. Let's hear about them.
Well, if you're just going to look at offense, they probably can put together the best 5-person offense. If you're looking at Sansone, if you're looking at Stephenson, if you're looking at Tony, Garay, if you're looking at Billy, and then your 5th, that could probably be Casey that they brought in. Already has
Casey's
3 home runs. Then the defense maybe isn't good enough to carry that offense, but they got some good guys. And then on top of that, Jamie is a little streaky, but he can still hit the ball hard sometimes. They didn't pull it together yet this season. Are they going to get relegated? A good chance that they're going to get into the demotion tournament. But I don't see 2 down. I don't see the Titans. I don't see any team coming in and beating the Tomahawks, who are going to have 42 games under their belt. Experienced team.
I'm not even sure there's a team that can hold the Tomahawks to 15 runs.
Yeah, I mean
they might, as long as they're the away team, they might.
I'm going to retract that comment a little bit.
Okay.
Because in the tournament,
2 down was
we
good.
saw 2 down, and I think they got overlooked. The Warbirds went undefeated, 6-0, but they went in down 1-0 to 2 down and almost lost the game to 2 down. That would have put 2 down in the day 2.
Yep.
2 down looked good, and they don't come out and play wiffle ball.
That's true.
If they went out and started playing a little more and came up, they could upset someone and get into this league.
Show up on a Tuesday, get a few extra reps in. Could be scary. Could be a scary team. And if they don't make it into the league, we might have a stacked draft class on our hands.
Yep.
Real quick, just coming in now, looks like the Yankees beat the Blue Jays 5-3 today. You're wearing a Braves jersey. I think they're 0-2 on the season. They put a donut up like the Warbirds against the Phillies, took them down. They lost 4-0.
Yeah, that Freddie Freeman swing, it's not working in Major League Baseball. Glad it's working here.
Well, if Dan Wheeler came out here and was throwing 99, painting the black, I don't think anyone would be hitting either. He was nasty. I saw the game today against the Braves.
Looks like Levi's talking about they have a huge day on Thursday. They're not even playing because they need the Warbirds to get swept. And he's like, we'll be right there in the standings if that happens. So action at home when you're not even playing. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. There's gonna the wild card is going to be on April 29th. April 29th, it's going to be the wild card. There's going to be wild card between 4th and 5th to see who makes the playoffs on Monday. And then there's going to be the wild card between the 6th and 7th place team, and that's going to be who's going to stay in the league, who's going to go to the Challengers Tournament on May 1st. Those are going to be some must-watch TV right there.
And May 1st is that same Saturday, right?
May 1st is that same Saturday. So they'll be playing, like right now, if it was the season ended today, it would be the Ones versus the Stonemen, 1-game wild card to see who joins the Tomahawks on May 1st with a 2-down team.
You know what's so crazy?
Very tough.
If the Ones are listening, they can't believe that they're in a position that they have to play a 1-game series to stay alive in Premier League Wiffle with that setup they have. Young guns, hitting bombs, the most fans in the league probably going to possibly be out of the league if they can't get a few wins. I see what's going on with the Ones, though. I think they'll be right there at the end of the season.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna come down. We got to start talking about magic numbers in a couple weeks.
I mean, if we're looking at the standings right now, the Warbirds and the Ones are right there. I think it's just one game that separates them.
They both have losing records right now.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about the Ones, the Warbirds, the Snappers are right there, but I feel like the Snappers are on the up and up.
No one's
Yeah.
beating the Snappers. The Snappers' losses all came at the beginning of the season when they were batting 7th. When they stopped doing that, they have the best record right now, even better than the Calicos in their last 15 games.
Casey, can you give us the schedule for Monday night, and we could talk about some of the matchups coming up?
All right, here's Monday night.
April 5th, Monday night, Warbirds versus the Stonemen. They're the first games of the night. Is that right?
I think
I like
that's
how
right.
you had it before, though, but I guess we could have it right there.
That's where we got it.
Okay,
right there.
Warbirds Stonemen.
Yep.
So Levi's watching. I know he knows that's a huge
Got a full
game.
slate of games.
Is Levi going to be on the mound in that game?
I believe so. Levi served a little 2-game suspension. Yeah, that's going to be a big series for both of those teams. If one team can come away and sweep that series, that's going to put them in a good spot moving forward.
And are the Warbirds going to be without Chad?
Possibly. So I have yet to today was the first time I kind of sat down
Try to digest.
and just kind of digested all that. It's just so much in the league right now. Like, there's enough dealing with all the roommate drama that now I have to deal with player drama too. I don't want to do that. I actually had a phone call with Kyle, and we started a group with Kyle, Matty Levine, Mavro, and I'm just going to basically give the 3 wise men some things, and they can just tell me, and I'll just go with their decision.
All right.
And so we'll have that.
Real quick, Adam, somebody's talking about they think it's a 3-game series should be that like relegation game rather than a 1-game in a 42-game season. But I think in major leagues you play like 162 games and you play a 1 game to get in. So I'm going to call you out on that comment. I think it's perfect right now. We're going to go to the Ones versus the Bombers. Huge matchup on Monday night. That's
If the
gonna
wind's blowing out, there's going to be a lot of offense.
You know-
That's going to be some 15-run games, maybe.
You know Mayo's going to be on the mound. You know Schmidt's going to be on the mound. There's going to be some stats going on right there.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
have a question. How is Mayo's arm? After the tournament, his arm was hurting. That's why he
Yeah.
didn't start in the playoffs.
Man,
And then they ended up giving up a lot of runs, and the Warbirds beat the Bombers.
Didn't know
So
that.
how is his arm feeling? Maybe his arm's okay. Maybe he did something to it. We'll see.
That could, and that could cause the Bombers to skew a little bit and have the Ones and Warbirds make the playoffs. If one of these teams falls off, there's still enough time left.
Sandpipers, Tomahawks, Tom. Let's talk about it right now. That's a big matchup.
Oh, I'm excited.
This is a must-win series for the Tomahawks, and we just got to put a stop to them right away. But this is the season right here for the Tomahawks. They have to get at least a split. We're going to try to shut them down. What are we going to do to them, Tom and Adam?
Well, on the mound, I guess, who's in our rotation now? I believe we're at Adam and... So it's Walker and Trench. So I believe the rotation has me starting game 1 and Tom starting game 2.
That
That's a
might be
good.
right.
That's a good matchup.
Actually, no, didn't
right
I
there.
start the last game against the Warbirds? Their last game?
No, last games were against the Ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna just lean over
bad
here
at
and look at
counting.
some chat. That's Kyle. He's saying, yeah, but that's playoffs, not relegation to leave the MLB. Well, Kyle, the thing is, they're going to a tournament, and then that is a round robin. So what'll happen is, let's say it is the Tomahawks and the Stonemen. They will go to Saturday, and there will be, if there's no teams challenging, then they're just back in. But if there's 2 teams challenging, then they will play. Everybody plays each other once, and the 2 best records will be back in the league.
It looks like the Warbirds are going to let the War Chicken get on the mound for game number 1 in a really big matchup against the
Prime-time War Chicken.
Absolutely. But let's go to that. Then we have the Snappers versus the Calicos. That's
Ooh.
going to be a featured game Monday
Oh,
night.
yeah.
It's a later game, so everybody's going to be tuning in for that one. This is 2 teams going after some big spots in the standings. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that for a second.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if Stein's going to be there.
He'll be there.
Has
think
Stein
so?
missed
Oh,
a
wait,
game
but
this
Stein-
season?
That's a late game, though.
Stein usually misses the late games because of the time difference.
Yeah.
So a lot
Oh,
of
that
times
might.
that's the
Stein
reason
probably
they-
won't be there.
Yeah, so the
Yep.
reason he ended up not playing on the Snappers is because they have a lot of late games.
That's going to be Carrasco on the mound quite a bit
Yeah.
probably that night.
Mhm.
Probably a Matty Levine
Yeah.
showing as well. So big matchup. You'll probably have Taylor on the mound. Weber, Shane
Yeah.
Webb, if he's around, he'll be on the mound.
They usually
probably.
both get a start in most doubleheaders, and then
Here I see going in, we're talking relegation. Is that Jay for the long ballers? I've been hearing a lot of things. I saw Jay hit a couple bombs on Tuesday. He's got a pretty solid team. They're looking to challenge. I believe Jay runs a type of football league here in town. And he's got a good solid group of baseball players that are here every Tuesday. They could be the biggest competition. He had asked last time in the chat what was the key to a new team coming in, and I had to say walks, like making sure that you're throwing strikes, because you might have your ace pitcher there. You're going to face a veteran team. They're going to walk your ace pitcher out and be real tough on him unless he's throwing strikes, and he's going to roll right through.
The Calicos have swept the Snappers so far. If that is true, the Snappers are going to want a little redemption against the Calicos, no doubt. So big matchup there. I'm excited to commentate that one.
Does that mean that is this the last 2 games of their season set, or is it just the 2 games they've played?
They're just getting warmed up for their Thursday games.
One of the biggest games is going to be the Monday, the 26th. The end of the season is Monday the 26th. You have the Ones and the Warbirds in a doubleheader.
Oh,
that could be the deciding factor to who's going to be doing a playoff wild card and a relegation wild card.
And we can look at it right now. That's that Thursday. I guess we could talk about those too. Why not? We talked about the Monday games. Let's talk about the Thursday games. Warbirds, Calicos, in a 3-game triple, 4-game quattro,
a double,
a double.
And then you got the 3-game set between the Snappers and Ones.
Oh, okay.
That's a big Thursday night. There's going to be a lot of movement there, and that will do it for next week's matchups. If you have any questions for us right now, it would be the time to ask them, as you have 3 Sand Vipers right in front of you. I want to go back to what you were saying with not walking as a pitcher. Last year, kind of like first preseason-ish type of PLW thing we had going on, and I was walking quite a bit against, I'd say, less talented competition.
Casey, can you just play some background footage of, a game? Go ahead.
Yeah, but this year, I'm probably right up there with walks too, but I've walked a lot less people, just trying to get that strike zone under control a little bit.
I mean, you lead the league in complete game losses.
That's got to mean something. Now look at Allen working Manny right here.
Oh yeah.
He won 1-0 against the Snappers.
And Jay has been able to get some reps against Allen in that Taco League. So if
Joe Carp.
If they face each other in the relegation, he might have to face Allen again. That might pay off.
Oh, Maddie in the chat here saying it's supposed to get up to 93 degrees on Monday. That's going to be hot.
Wow.
We have a 7 o'clock game, so the temperature will be going down, so that's good.
I don't know, is that what he thinks the standings are going to be by the end of the end of the season? There's Alex shaking his hand. He was excited for his countrymen in Europe. I know they sent a care package out there. I think Chad's going to get rocked right here.
Oh, what a pitch right there.
Puts a dinger right.
So Maddie, that's what he's saying, Trent. He thinks the Calicos are going to get the top seed. Sand Vipers might fall to 2. Bombers, Snappers, Ones. He thinks the Ones are going to make the playoffs, and then the Warbirds are going to be in that 1-game play down series against the Stonemen, and then Tomahawks finishing in 8th. That's pretty bold moves. I do feel the Sand Vipers, I think we'll hold on to that number 1 spot. I think the Snappers are going to be taking that 3 spot.
Yeah, I could see them. They've got a lot of momentum.
They have a lot of momentum, and they're a different team.
Yeah, and when they do lose, it's a close game. I can't remember the last time they lost and they really got destroyed.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd probably go right there. I think we'll hold the top spot too, but I'm a little nervous with the Bombers right there. I'd go like Sand Vipers, Bombers. Who knows what could happen? How many games are remaining?
There's between 10 to 12 games. So what I want to do now is say bye to everyone on YouTube, and then we can continue chatting. So thanks everybody for watching.
Do you have the player of the week?
Well, before we go on YouTube, we're going to go to our player of the week. This is all Tom.
I think somebody real close to me is going to get it, I feel.
You think, but
what?
So I'm going to give a couple honorable mentions first. We've got Adam Couts of the Ones. He had a great week. Hit the ball hard. I don't have his stats here, but eye-popping stats. I think he had 2 homers.
He had that 1 home run that Casey jumped up on and made a play. I think before we wrap up, we're going to go to TikTok and look at that. But go ahead and...
Yeah, and then so we've got Matt Patrickis of the Warbirds.
He played very well.
Right in the chat, he had a great week, pitched a lot of innings, hit the ball well, got on base. And then the top two, this was really tough. It was a tough decision, but I didn't give it to Adam Tanek. He had a great week, stellar week. But Taylor Briner, he did it on both sides of the ball. 2 shutouts, 4.12 average, 7 hits, 2 homers, 0 ERA, and he had a 0.43 WHIP.
Man, so
That's
that
a
means
good
he's
whip.
not walking.
He
he's
has
doing
less than
everything
half
right.
a base runner per inning. That's not a lot. And
Yeah.
between that
In a 5-game,
Yeah.
5-inning game, that's very low.
between that and the home runs and really carrying his team, and that's the second time Taylor has won Player of the Week. He's
And
definitely the favorite for Rookie of the Year.
And as Ryan Shen knows, it usually goes more towards pitchers. If we listen to Adam Tanek's stats here.
Yeah, 500 average.
Oh, 500 average, okay.
I don't have the rest, but you also pitched
5
well.
home runs.
5 home runs. That's true. Whatever the highest OPS was, I think.
Yep.
And you also pitched well, but you had a 3 ERA. Kind of pedestrian numbers pitching.
Sure. Yeah.
It looks like the Warrior wants no Chad highlights. I mean, what highlight could you possibly give Chad?
We
I
had
guess
him
let's,
throwing that.
We can
that
pull
pitch.
into Casey. You want to pull into the pitch? So there was that pitch.
It's gone viral, I think.
Yeah.
Right
So
now.
what happened was just. So when this happened, I was on a phone call, and then I get the message over in New York saying that, hey, can you look at this pitch? And I pulled up the last pitch, and it was a different pitch that didn't hit Chad at all. And I'm like, there's no way that hit you, Chad. And then I went about what I was doing, getting ready for the game. Today I was able to go back and look at the pitch that caused the confusion. And here you can see Taylor throws it.
You can see him clapping, going back to the mound. He thinks he's got a strike. Chad assumes it's a ball.
So it bounces off Chad.
Casey, can you stop the ball mid-pitch when it hits Chad?
Yeah,
right
here.
there. Is it coming to hit that strike zone? It's hitting his elbow right there.
And it looks like it bounces off him.
So, is that going to be a strike? Probably not. Could he have gotten out of the way? He is kind of close to the plate. Probably. It was enough where Taylor wanted the strike call. So I think if I pulled up the right thing on the replay and I wasn't getting ready for the game, I could have looked at this and said no pitch, redo the pitch entirely. But the way it played out, Taylor thought he had the strike. Chad thought it was a ball, and then Chad takes him down the middle, and then things get.
Well, no, the next one was also.
I
crazy.
agree with Hollis right there. I'm watching it. Chad is making an effort to get out of the way, and that's never going to be a strike. I don't know. Let's go. Let's play it one more time, a couple more times. Casey, full speed.
It's tough to tell. And if you watch the other pitch that he did clip
the
night it happened, you can see he throws another one that does hit that inside bar without hitting Chad, and the path does seem a little bit different.
Yeah, it has to be a no pitch right there, but it played out the way it went. Tempers flared, and it was that was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on and let's take a look at our TikTok. So there was a video that was posted. It was an at bat that I had. It wasn't like some glorious ending, but it was. I give the credit to the camera crew and James Stein. James Stein did a great job.
Tanek versus Uncle B.
Yeah, Tanek versus Uncle B. No, we're going to TikTok.
How do you want me to be on TikTok?
You just
There's
go.
an app.
I gave you all the links.
There's a TikTok app.
Yeah, you just go to I gave you all the links in your email. Yeah, we go to TikTok, put in Premier League Wiffle.
I have no idea you do.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Casey was today
I
years
thought-
old.
I thought Casey was the one that knew all about the computers and social
Premier
media
League Wiffle. There we go.
There
Okay,
it
let's
is.
take a look at this.
Uncle B ready.
We want to listen to the volume too.
Swinging in a foul ball. That one came out at 58 from Panic right on it nonetheless. Another hot ball, 58. Panic will swing at the hot ball. Some would call it a.
Are you sure it's this one? Because I was commentating as well.
Hard no matter how much you throw it. That one. Inside.
He's got that nasty sweeping.
Chase that one. Just a good battle here. Different camera angles.
That was a menacing little Gary Sheffield on that last pitch. Maybe that's why I went forever. There it is again.
And look at the camera angle of this, perfectly placed. So this was just an all-star job, and we can let it play again. This was just an all-star job by the camera crew. Right here, you see the pitch. Now you're getting in on Brian's face. You're back to this side, while Stein is just keeping the audience engaged the whole time.
Yeah.
This has an insane amount of views. It's at over 150,000. Lots of comments, lots of likes. Just incredible camera work. Everything just worked out really well. I wish it was a home run. That would have ended a little better, but I almost like the fact that it ended in a fly ball that went deep but didn't get out. So it shows anybody new watching the league, like, this is a legit league. It's not just some easy league to hit home runs. You can see there's a big battle going on there. But yeah, big thing. I think we gained like 3,000 followers today from this video.
And you can even have Stein explaining how the 55-mile-an-hour limit works.
Yep.
It's kind of great.
Now we're going to take a look at the one right to the right of that, Casey. So here is
That's one of AK's homers.
yeah, look at this jump. Oh!
He got up there.
Yeah.
His whole wrist is over the line. That's a
Yeah.
big jump. And that could really help the
He
Tomahawks.
hung
team.
that
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit, man.
He made a couple nice plays for the Bombers in the tournament.
He was a monster up there.
Yeah. He had a big week. All right, if we can go to, let's see, Facebook. I gave you a link in your email, Casey. Or you can just go to Facebook and events. So an announcement, we will not be doing a Memorial Day tournament. We're going to be doing, because it kind of fell in a weird part of our season, so our next tournament is going to be July 4th. You can't just go to Facebook/Premier League Wiffle, Premier Wiffle.
Works out. There
Okay.
it is. There we are.
Now, if we click on events,
All this techie stuff.
We just need to get a mouse over here
Trench gets quiet.
next time.
I guess it's not listed there. Go to, I don't know why it's not.
That's in past events. Why is
Oh,
that?
go to, yeah.
That's weird.
Is there a way to not go to past, like future events? What is this?
I think Facebook really wants to
Okay.
make them log in right here.
How about this? Go to Premier.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, this is it. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. July 4th tournament is coming up. That's going to be the next tournament. We are going to have a rule that if any Premier League Wiffle teams prepay for this event before May 31st, this isn't until July, but if a team prepays for their team by May 31st, they can lock in their roster and no one can steal their players. If you're undecided and June 1st hits, then those players are just free to play with whoever.
Open season.
So this will just give a benefit to anyone that wants to play. They can commit early, and then you can start forming your team around your players, or you give your other players, if you're not playing, plenty of time to jump on other teams. I hear there's going to be a lot of players from out of town coming to this one.
Okay.
It sounds like Two Down's going to be in it again.
True Princeton.
We might get the long ballers in this tournament. There's also this is going to be the middle of the new season as well.
Yeah.
So there'll be all different kinds of things going on here.
Taco League could be flourishing by then.
Wow,
It could
the
be.
Taco League.
Get some Wednesday guys. You never know.
Yep. I'm
Lot
also
of
hoping
guys.
to maybe get what is it, the Voodoo team out?
Yeah, Jordan says he wants to get lost in Las Vegas
Yep,
in
yep.
July, and that's the tournament's in July. So Voodoo
Yep.
might be
We're
making an
definitely-
appearance.
We're going to
Jordan
definitely
Robles.
lose
Jake
some
Blake.
balls that he pitches over into the pine trees.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Jordan only knows how to throw a slider with
Okay.
a regular ball.
Okay.
So he better practice.
Yep.
Or maybe he's just coming out here to party, and he's got a couple other ringers that can pitch. Maybe he's just going to be a hitter.
I see a comment here. Maddie is saying it's going to be hot. Absolutely. Everyone's super excited it's going to be so hot because what does that mean?
It means the ball will fly out.
But
It means you're wrong and you're wrong. It means pool time. That's right, Casey over there. It means pool time. Everybody's going to be in the pool having a great time. No one's even going to want to play.
Yeah, you're going to be cooking on the on the turf here. People are going to be glad that it's only one field and they get breaks in between.
Yeah, get breaks, get swim in the pool. Yep.
Yeah, state-of-the-art pool, beautiful scene. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Adam, as we wrap up the show with Tom and Trench?
Yep. As we're wrapping it up here, yeah, just want to say we're looking at doing these live streams either Saturday, Wednesday, or Friday night. We're deciding what's going to be the best time for these. Each night has its benefits, but I just want to say thanks for watching.
Premier League Wiffle.
Tune in on Twitch.
We'll see you guys then.